Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown. I am your host, Bronco Bill. This is Wednesday, August 4th, 2021. Let's get started, guys. I'm going to do something a little bit different starting out. First off, I want to talk about the reason why I'm going to do something different. So here's the reason, okay? And everybody knows that, I'm a Cubs fan, I'm a Broncos fan, I'm an Avalanche fan, sports fan in general. So whatever takes place, that's what I'm going to focus on. Well, something took place with one of my favorite teams, and I'm quite angry about it. And here's what the topic is. Cubs fire sale. Within the last 48 hours, I should say a few days ago in the 48 hours, General Manager Jed Hoyer sent Anthony Rizzo to the New York Yankees, Javier Baez to the New York Mets, and Chris Bryant to the San Francisco Giants. Well, you know what, guys? That ticks me off. Because just 5 years ago, the Cubs had won the World Series. After 108 years of futility and not even getting to the World Series since 1945, they finally won it all. And now Jed Hoyer is just destroying this Cubs team. And he's destroying Cubs fans that are dedicated and are true to their team and show up on bad games and bad seasons. Well, you know what? You see that championship flag in the background? Well, that was 2016. And you know what, guys? I'm so ticked off at the destruction that Jed Hoyer has done. I'm taking it down right now. I'm done with these guys. The Bronco flag is going back up for the next video. There you go, guys. There it is. I'm not even going to have it in the background. How's that? I'm not having that thing in the background at all. All right, guys. Isn't that a little bit better? I think so. All right, let's move on with the topics that I have. We got Avalanche news, we got Broncos news, and we have a John Elway news that I think is quite interesting. I might end up with that. So let's get started. Let's start with the Avalanche and Grubauer. Free agent Grubauer has signed a 6-year deal with the expansion Seattle Kraken. Terms of the deal as it relates to money were not disclosed. Guys, Grubauer was our only solid goalie. And Joe Sakic goes ahead and lets him go. He doesn't sign him to a contract, doesn't even make an attempt. He just let Grubauer basically walk, which is exactly what he did. So Grubauer is now on the Seattle Kraken for 6 years. We have to face Grubauer for 6 years. But I mean, I know it's a business. I know it's the nature of the game. But my gosh, man. I mean, all Sakic had to do was pony up for at least another year or two, get a good solid backup that could take Grubauer's place in a year or two. But because he didn't pony up for Grubauer, he had to go out and get another goalie. And yes, he got another goalie. And that goalie that he got was from the Arizona. He got him from the Arizona. I can't think of their name now. The Arizona Coyotes. And his name is Darcy Kuemper. Now, Colorado Avalanche have traded with the Arizona Coyotes for Kuemper. Colorado gave Arizona Connor Timmins a 2022 first rounder and a conditional 2024 third rounder. Kuemper is now listen to this. This is interesting. Kuemper is eligible to become an unrestricted free agent after this upcoming season. Sakic, what in heaven's name are you doing? You gave up Connor Timmins, a 2022 first rounder, and a conditional 2024 third rounder for Comfort for basically 1 year. That's it. I mean, sure, Comfort could re-sign with the Avalanche. I'm not quite sure he's going to, because what if he has a tremendous season? What if he is like MVP type goalie? What if the Avalanche go deep in the playoffs? What if they get to the Stanley Cup? It's going to take a ton of money to keep him, and other teams are going to want to sign him. So basically, Joe Sakic gave away 3 players, because draft picks counts as players, guys, gave away 3 players for a 1-year goalie. You know, the more I do these videos, the more I do these stories, I'm just absolutely dumbfounded as to what GMs do in their respective sports. I really don't understand. I don't understand Jed Hoyer of the Cubs. I don't understand Joe Sakic of the Avalanche. And there for a while, I didn't understand John Elway in the Broncos. Now, granted, George Payton has done a tremendous job this past half year, 3/4 of a year. He's done a tremendous job. But let's see how well he does in the next draft and the following draft. And when players come up for new contracts or extensions, then we'll see if the cream rises to the top. All right, let's go some more Avalanche news. Tyson Jost. Now, Tyson Jost has re-signed with the Avalanche for 2 years, $4 million. Joe Sakic said they are up against the salary cap, and that's why players like Saad and Grubauer were not retained. Okay, all right. So you keep Tyson Jost, and you signed Darcy Kuemper. Well, why couldn't Sakic taken some of that money and put it at Grubauer? Or even Connor Timmins. I know it's a business, and I'm not the GM of the Avalanche or any other team. But I guess it's just me, guys. I don't understand where a lot of these guys are coming from. I know, like I said, I know that there's a salary cap. I know that there's hard decisions to be made. I understand that. But when you're trying to build a team to win a championship, and you let your top goalie go, and you let other players go, it's kind of hard to wrap my head around what direction they're going to try and win a championship. All right, let's go to more Avalanche news. How about Ryan Murray? Ryan Murray, a former second-round pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets, signs a 1-year deal with the Avalanche. Terms of the deal were not totally disclosed. Well, he signs a 1-year deal. That's great. Probably for, minimum amount of money. But again, they're bringing in players that they're basically renting for a year. You got a 1-year contract for Comfort, basically, because he's a free agent at the end of the season. And now you got a 1-year deal with Murray. I know that they can up it. I know that they can come to a long-term agreement after the season. So I understand that. But again, I'm just trying to figure out where these GMs' heads are at. All right, let's move on to let's go to a Bronco news right now. The Broncos are among 3 teams that can land Deshaun Watson should he be traded from the Texans. They are along with Denver, it's Miami and Philadelphia. The Broncos have the worst quarterback situation with no comfortable short or long-term answer with Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater. Denver only has 1 first-rounder in 2022 and 2023. They would most likely have to give up both first-round picks as well as Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater, along with probably Bradley Chubb. That wouldn't be a smart move by George Paton, in my opinion. Now, why would you mortgage the farm? First off, let me back up. Deshaun Watson has off-field issues. Let's not forget that, guys. He still has women allocating that, or not allocating, but presumably he had sexual misconduct with multiple women. I believe it's in the late teens or early 20s of the amount of women that have come forward. So he has off-field issues. So why in the world would George Paton give up 2 first-rounders, Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater, and possibly Bradley Chubb for a quarterback that you're not sure is even going to be able to play in the NFL anymore, is going to be in jail or prison for his actions, and not only that, but going through trial, missing practices, missing games? No, guys, it's not worth it. I don't care if Houston says take him off our hands for 1 first-rounder. I still wouldn't do it because it's going to be a disruption in the locker room. He's going to be a cancer of sorts because of his off-field issues. Now, if he didn't have any off-field issues, then of course, I would say absolutely. But he does. And we cannot overlook that fact. And the fact still remains and will always remain. You don't want to bring somebody into your locker room that's going to be a distraction. That's not good for business. That's not good for game situations. That's not good for anybody. Not whatsoever. I say leave Deshaun Watson the heck alone. Don't go near it with a 20-foot pole. Don't pick up the phone and call. Don't even ask if he's available because it's not worth it. Okay, George? It's not worth it. All right, let's move on to, how about Tim Tebow? Now, Tim Tebow is trying to make the Jaguars roster, but he needs to improve in one key area, according to Coach Myers. Now, Myers said, and I quote, he, Tebow, has good hands, but when 2 people are going after the ball, you have to get it. He's fighting through wanting to body the ball, but he has the skill set to catch it. End quote. Basically what that means, guys, is when the ball's being thrown to him, he wants the ball to hit him square in the chest or have his body in some way, shape, or form surround the ball. Well, if you do that, basically what you're doing is you're becoming a statue. You're placing yourself or putting yourself at a spot and then waiting for the ball to get there. Well, defender's not going to do that. Defender's going to go right around you, over top of you, or whatever to get the ball. So basically what Myers is saying is Tim Tebow has a skill set to be a great receiver. He's got great hands, but he needs to move to the ball. He needs to not body up to the ball. He needs to go and get the ball, make the necessary move to get the ball, and not allow the defender to go around him, over top of him, or whatever he needs to do to either deflect the pass or intercept it. So that's what Tim Tebow needs to work on. So hopefully, Tebow, you'll make the Jaguars roster. Love to see you in week 2. Wish you all the best, just not against Denver. All right, let's go to the quarterback battle between Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. After day 5 of the Broncos camp, Teddy Bridgewater comes out ahead by a narrow margin. Throwing lasers to Spencer and Patrick, he throws an INT of the first rep of 7-on-7. Drew Lock started out 2 for 2, and then on 7-and-7, he throws an interception right into Patrick Surtain's hands. The difference was Teddy Bridgewater threw a touchdown while Drew Lock didn't. That's the only reason why Teddy Bridgewater came out a little bit ahead. So if I take that with a grain of salt, let's throw out the touchdown that Bridgewater got. Actually, let's keep it in there for this point. Let's say the Broncos are playing the aforementioned Jaguars, and Denver's down by 3, and Teddy Bridgewater throws a touchdown. Denver goes ahead. But is it 7-3? Is it 10-7? I don't know what the score would be. But if Bridgewater and or Locke are throwing interceptions on 7-on-7, what in heaven's name are they going to do when it's 11-on-11? Throw multiple interceptions? Well, that wouldn't be anything new to Bridgewater. I mean, to Drew Lock. That's for sure. Because Drew Lock has proven that he throws multiple interceptions in any given game to triple covered receivers. Does Teddy Bridgewater do that? I don't know. I haven't watched him lately. I have not watched a Teddy Bridgewater game. But if Bridgewater is throwing a touchdown and Drew Lock is not, well, then that tells me that, I'd rather have Teddy Bridgewater. But that was only day 5 of Broncos camp. We'll have to see how he plays on the 14th of this month, August, when they face the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. So then that'll be the test, guys. That'll be a good starting point anyways. So after day 5, it looks like it's pretty much neck and neck. Bridgewater has a slight edge at quarterback. All right, let's move on and let's go to Jake Butt. Now, former Broncos tight end Jake Butt has called it a career and has retired from the NFL. But Butt has struggled to bounce back from 3, not 1, guys, not 2, but 3 ACL injuries during his football career. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Let me back up a little bit. Butt has struggled to bounce back from 3 ACL injuries during his football career. He tore his ACL in 2016 playing for Michigan. That's college, of course. 2017 season with the Broncos, and missed the entire season, and just 3 games into the 2018 season, he suffered his 3rd ACL tear. I've never had an ACL tear or an MCL, but going by how others that, Broncos have had injuries, Courtney Sutton's coming back from an ACL. There's been other injuries. Terrell Davis tried to come back from his ACL, and he did, but he was not the same running back. And the ACL, guys, is extremely difficult to come back from what I understand, because of the cutting mechanism or the cutting that has to be done during a route, like a receiver route or a running back. A tight end. I mean, Jake Butt, goes down 5 yards, 7 yards, whatever, and has a hard plant on that injured leg, and he makes a cut, and there you go. So even though a player can come back from an ACL, even though they want to continue their career, I have to commend him for at least trying. I mean, 3 ACL tears. Like I said, I got to give the guy credit for at least trying to come back, at least trying to continue his career. But I would have to agree with him. After 3 ACL tears, I think it's time that he moves on to a much lesser degree of strain on his leg and knee, no matter what he does, after football. So Jake Butt, thank you so much for all you did for the Broncos. I wish you the best of health. Recover strongly from that ACL tear, and take it easy the rest of your life, and have a great retirement. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it. All right, let's finish up with John Elway. Now, this is interesting. A lot of people have wondered what John Elway has done since he stepped away from being the Broncos general manager. Well, a lot of people have speculated, that he's a advisor or a consultant, or that he's just going to wait out the process of the Broncos either being sold or one of the Bowen daughters takes over. But I have some other information that might be the reason why John Elway is not necessarily in the forefront, in the spotlight of any Bronco doings as of late. The former general manager and Hall of Fame quarterback John Elway has a second career in wine. He owns his own brand called Seven Cellars after his pro football number. His wines are sold in over 1,000 locations in 22 states. They also can be bought in Canada. He wants to pair his wine with the steakhouse restaurants that he owns. Well, there you go, guys. That's why he's not a GM anymore. He's taking it easy. He's drinking glasses of wine. He's actually partnered up with a winemaker out of Napa Valley because of the name. He wants the name. He wants the recognition. And like it says, he named his winery 7 Cellars after the number 7 that he wore. So John Elway, congratulations on whatever you touch, my friend. It just turns to gold, it seems. You had car dealerships out here in Southern California. He has a Toyota dealership. He has steak houses. He has a winery. So I don't think John Elway is hurting for anything to do. So congratulations again, John. I'd love to try your wines. I'm going to be looking for them in the stores around here. And if not, I'm going to see if I can order it online directly. Hopefully you have a website. I'll be checking that out as well. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for subscribing. And if you have any comments, please comment. Do so. I answer every single one. So please feel free to comment, positive or negative. I will answer them. That's it, guys. Take care. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.